MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Believe it or not, 8 o'clock once again on a Thursday.
Yes, a wet Thursday. It is rainy and it is nasty.
And this is it for September. We're rolling into October tomorrow morning, whether we like it or not.
I know.
So how slick are the streets? I haven't been on the streets. Is it?
Well, I mean, it's a nasty day. Like potholes, you cannot see them because they're filled with water.
Oh, yeah.
So, and a lot of, like, with all the rain and stuff coming down and, you know, being steady, it's like some of those areas where they've patched here and there are washing out. So
Yeah, and that does seem to happen. And the harder it gets, the worse it gets. We can only imagine the streets in downtown Meridian.
Oh, yeah. Just be extra careful, you know, especially if you know there's some potholes, because you'll bust a tire in a heartbeat. So.
And you really have to be creative when you're going along there on Highway 19 as you're coming into Meridian. That right-hand lane as you go past Walmart and headed toward Marvin's, that lane is horrible. You either have to kind of go over the white line or get in the left lane.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't, but that's one of those nasties right there.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's look at radar as you brought up rain, so everybody will be kind of aware of where it is and what's going on this morning. As we go to radar this morning, we see that Lauderdale County, just kind of damp there. As we go to Waynesboro, a lot of rain in that area, and we're still got a lot of fog over here near Macomb. So if you're in the south part of the state watching this morning, a lot there. As we go back up, let's go into Kemper County and also Neshoba County. As we look at this, northern Neshoba County, as we get up in here, this is Preston right in here. This is going to be Linville. A lot of rain as you travel over to Neshoba County, and as you go in, look at Noxapater.
Yes.
Right on the outskirts of Lake Teocata there from Louisville. Highway 14, if you're going to be traveling toward Macon, not so bad, but that southwest corner here of Noxubee County, kind of wet there, and in between Wahalak and Sugarlock, a little damp there. So there's several places there that you really need to be careful today.
Yeah, it's going to be I guess all day thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, after lunchtime, it'll start kind of fading away and gradually getting a little bit better. So there is hope for the late afternoon. I even see it's raining at the dump on Kemper County there, Highway 16.
Y'all just be extra careful, really, because I know everybody's trying to get to work, school, and all that this morning.
And let me pull this up. I was hoping I could tell you that temperatures were going to be a whole lot better than they are. But as we pull this up, let's just go ahead and it's going to get warmer tomorrow and Saturday, about 84. But that's still not horrible. But we've got 80s this weekend. And then about Wednesday of next week, you start seeing the temperatures go back down below the 80-degree mark. Sunday, we got rain again.
So we're supposed to be playing ball Saturday and Sunday, but that's over in Flowood, but still, I don't know.
Usually they're going to get a little bit of what we get.
Yeah.
So
we might be taking umbrellas sitting down under.
Not a bad idea to do that. And, you know, I still have not what they call, I guess, the poncho or the raincoat. I ain't went and bought one yet.
I know. I used to buy the little cheap, you know.
$2 ones?
Yeah, the little cheap ones, you know, to take to soccer games and stuff. And I'd just buy like a whole bunch of them because you never knew who was going to need one, you know.
Right.
But, I mean, those are better than nothing.
Something is.
Yeah.
Because ain't nothing worse than getting wet and then going sitting in some cool air conditioner going, oh, yeah, I'm cold. We've all been there. Appreciate Ray Streetback joining us from the Hickory area. And we got Sugarlock tuning in. Miss Cindy Skipper, how are you doing there?
That's right. Let's see. Kathy McCarty, good morning to you. And Donna Turbeville, good morning.
Yeah. So watch the rain no matter what you do. I brought this up earlier, and I think, what is today? Because you're the mom that pays attention to all this, of dress-up day for homecoming.
It is wear your, it's like where you wear your favorite team jersey or, you know.
So did you dress him up? You had to.
He had an Alabama jersey on this morning, so football jersey. Yeah,
so, big Alabama fan, I think.
He did, yes.
And I guess if I had it in front of me, since you said that, I'd have to show it. But somebody put a meme this morning. Who's Alabama playing this weekend?
I don't even know because I don't keep up with that. I just like, you know, I don't know. I don't keep up with the ball games anymore. Now my daughter, she could tell you every one of them.
So if you know who
She's
Alabama's playing, let us know. But the meme was it had somebody that held up a sign to some kids wearing Alabama hats, and they put up a sign that said, Alabama's going to lose. And then he turns to the kid and goes, it'd be funny. He said they'd be crying if they could read. And I got a cackle out of that.
I used to keep up with the games a lot more. I don't even have time to even, I have to ask what day it is. So,
Ole Miss. Now, this ought to be a game.
yeah.
Has Ole Miss...
That should be a good one.
Well,
I'm talking about a good, rivalry game.
Do they even score anymore against Alabama?
I don't know.
I mean, let's just be honest. And then, since Dak left state, there ain't been a whole lot going on up there either. I'm not picking on Ole Miss or Mississippi State, but it ain't like they've been winning a bunch of stuff there.
Miss Donna Chisholm Turbeville said, roll tide roll.
She's all in it. And I'm telling you, the most enthusiastic fans I've ever met are those that support Alabama. They're very loud, and they let you know who they're supporting.
Yeah.
But I hope your team does win this weekend, whether it's high school or as you get into the college games. Is it still Thursday nights that the junior highs usually have their games? Does that still go on in high school?
I would have to check because I haven't had one in junior high in a while.
Your time is coming.
Yeah, I need to get up to date on some stuff, don't I? I'm sorry. I know Friday nights, high school football.
Right.
So.
Milton says that Bama's going to win by 40 points over Ole Miss. It could be 50. Let's just go ahead and be honest about this. Is it really a game?
I don't know. I know they used to be really good, really, really good. So,
and of course, now, and I have to be honest with this also. I have not watched a lot of NFL since they seem to not have the same beliefs that I do anymore. But I read an article, the headline, and I read like a sentence of it that said that Dak Prescott is considered to be one of the three best in the NFL now. Is that true?
That's good.
Because I didn't watch as bad as I wanted to. I didn't watch Dak any last year, nor have I this year.
Yeah, I like to go and watch football like in person. I don't like watching sports a whole lot on TV.
Right.
Because they only show certain shots, and then they, you'll get interested in something, and they'll spin off and go to something. I don't know. I just would rather watch things in person if I could. But.
If you go to a state game, better sit by the cheerleaders. That's going to be the most interesting thing that happens there. Let's see here. I wanted to say, Ray Moffitt said the catfish are drowning up in house this morning.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
It is coming on down this morning. It's been raining too for a while. I know since at least 5 o'clock this morning, because probably before.
Been kind of steady there. We want to remind you of a few things that's going to go on this weekend, and this is that Highway 15 yard sale. A lot of folks are interested in this. Goes from Maben to Newton, and we'll kick off this weekend. So if you're big into this, today through the 3rd is when it will be.
Okay.
And let's see here. It seems like we got something else that I needed to bring up.
They're going to get wet today, though.
Ooh,
goodness.
Can you imagine sitting up on the side road?
I know.
You
I hope
better
they
have
got
a
those
tent.
pop-up tent things. And even those, we had one at a ball game, and they'll collect water. You have to kind of periodically
Oh, do you?
push the little ceiling up, and it dumps a big pile at one time. But anyway, I'm going to knock something over talking with my hands.
We just can't help it. We're Southerners.
I've rubbed off on Scotty Ray. He started talking with his hands.
I used to be, minimal, but now you may have caught
I think
this.
I have. I probably have. I have to explain everything with my
Oh,
hands.
have mercy. Also, we wanted to bring up, this is a pretty neat thing. They're having an auction benefit this weekend. It's going to be October 2nd, which is Saturday, from 9 until 3. The Pine Lake Fellowship Camp is having an auction, and it helps them with the kids' ministry. You can make it out for that, and I think they got some items they're going to be auctioning off also.
They're going to have gumbo and jambalaya. Oh, that sounds so good.
Sound like a Hank Williams song, doesn't it?
Like,
Let's see here. Also, don't forget the Meridian Little Theater. They're going to be kicking off the Guys and Dolls. That'll be the 7th and run through the 10th. 3 days of that right there. Hadn't heard from them if they're going to send somebody else to talk to us about what's going on in the play or not.
yeah.
But,
I'd like to do another one day.
You need to.
It was fun. I don't know that I was great at it, but it was fun.
Well, it ain't about being great. I think it's just a fun thing.
I think the hardest thing for me, even though
Showing up?
I talk loud, but still.
It went right past her. She didn't even hear
What'd
me.
you say?
Showing up.
Oh, goodness.
Well, anyway, back to your story.
No, the hardest thing to me was we didn't have microphones like clipped on us or anything like that. So you have to yell. And like, I felt like I was talking loud, but obviously I was not projecting my voice out loud enough. So that was the hardest thing to me.
Do they have mics now, or is that still?
I don't know. I thought they did have mics on some people,
I need
but
to ask
we
Sydney.
didn't have them that time. Yeah, we didn't have them that time.
Sydney,
Now,
tell us the truth.
Sydney, I was in the play with her. She was in there. She helped me out several times when I had forgot my line. She just picks up and moves on like you can't even tell she's missed a beat. But
Old girl knows how to talk, don't she?
She does. She's funny.
Let's see here. I want to bring this up. Boy, I read in the Neshoba Democrat this morning. If you're from Philadelphia, you probably already know this. I'm not breaking any news, but they have busted up a prostitution ring that was in Neshoba County.
Goodness.
I saw a lot of addresses from the Meridian area that went to the pokey over this.
Goodness.
No pun intended there.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Whoops. It's okay.
But
I keep fiddling with this.
just keep
I keep
going.
fiddling with my hair because it keeps getting hung over here. But yeah, who would have known that was, going on? But
Yeah,
anyway.
so that has happened in the Neshoba County area. Also, I read on this. This happened a couple of days ago. As you get into this, two are charged with child abuse from Neshoba County, and it's always that line there. The Union area, is it Newton or is it Neshoba County? But they went into Eric Clark, who's the sheriff there. A child went missing, was gone for about 10 hours, and both parents have been arrested over the situation. So. At least they did call, but they have been arrested for several charges with this.
Goodness.
So that's pretty serious.
I remember when the child went missing, though.
It was a 2-year-old little girl.
I remember that last name. Mm-hmm.
So pray everything works out on that. Child services involved. When we know more about that, we'll share that with you. But that's one of the headlines this morning coming out of Neshoba County. So, well, y'all got it going on up there this day. A lot of breaking news.
Teresa Miner says good morning, and today is her birthday. So happy birthday, Teresa.
Hope it's good when you get a big cake and insist that they get you the whipped icing.
Yes,
don't settle for that other.
That
Tell
is
you,
good.
I can just make. I don't even like icing, and I'm all about
Yeah,
that.
that is good. Now that's some of the best.
So I've got 4 or 5 months to plan ahead for mine.
Look, Joe, they have some good birthday cakes up there.
Absolutely.
At the Pig.
And if you're into this, talk to Joe. He'll get you going there. The birthday cake, I've given away quite a few birthday cakes from there in my time. They got a great plate lunch, and this is still going on. If you have not gotten your pumpkin ready yet, $4.99. Whoop, whoop.
That's cute. We bought some teeth to put in.
Really?
You carve the mouth out, and you can go get the little teeth that pop up in there.
Oh, also, and I almost forgot about this because I didn't put it in the ad, but Joe also has hay. If you need a square bale of hay,
Okay.
they got that for decoration. I want to say it was $5 a bale. See, Joe, he'll get you hooked up on that.
Yeah.
Also, green peppers, if you're cooking anything for flavor, this is the way you go. They're 89 cents each. You can also take advantage of the fresh Idaho potatoes. Let's see, they got tomatoes, $1.79 a pound. You can also get the Sweet Baby Ray's. That's great barbecue sauce, 2 for $3. You can take advantage of the chunky. As you get into fall season and you need a great meal, this is it.
Look, this is a go-to in the wintertime.
It is,
after
isn't
work or anything. Yes, when I come home. Yes.
Quick meal, warm. Maxwell House Coffee. If you've got the habit like I do, $6.99. You'll get you a jar of coffee. And if you've got that sweet tooth late at night, the Snickers or the Twix ice cream bar.
Looks
Who would have
good.
thunk that as a kid that they'd invent that one day?
I know. It is good. It's a good combination.
It
Ice
is.
cream and Snickers.
Drinking water, a great price. T-bone steaks there. They got a great price on those for the weekend to cook, and along with chuck roast. See it all with Coca-Cola products and a whole lot more. Joe and his friendly staff at Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville.
I was injured in a car wreck in my own hometown. I knew I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home. And if you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
I'm Mike from Jackson, Mississippi, and it took one call, that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. He got me $245,600.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace on this Thursday morning across the great state of Mississippi, Alabama, or wherever you're watching from. We're glad that you're a part of this.
Yes, we are. We're always glad for you to comment and just appreciate you watching every day.
Now, this one, but I guess it cannot be helped as we look at headlines across America. Who hasn't heard of the chain Dollar Tree? Mm-hmm. I personally, my mother used to go there, but I've never been in there to my knowledge. But they're having to go up on the prices because of shipping costs, and it's no longer items are going to be $1. It'll be their first time they said that they will have to cross the dollar mark on certain items.
Right. Yeah, because everything is $1 in the Dollar Tree right now.
You better hurry.
Yeah, you better go stock up. But, you know, there is like, I've heard of these ships out, just kind of circling around it. You know, you've seen
Can't
it.
come in.
Right. And one of my clients was talking about it yesterday. But they're not letting them come in. I don't know for what reason they're not letting them come in.
That I don't know either, and I should have read the story to find out why they're anchored off of there and they won't let them check in at the docks. I
don't know.
A lot of it has to do with COVID because of things not being made. And will our cars ever hit? Will you ever see a full car lot again? I hope so. But I hope America, and I know that things would be different if Donald Trump was president, but let's hope that somebody comes together and figures out we need to make things in America again.
Well, you know, Donald Trump was about that, made in America. He, you know, and I think it would bring people more jobs, you know, if you can get people to work.
Right.
You know, but I mean, I don't understand why we're not trying to be more self-sufficient in this country.
We're going to be in a world of hurt again one day. When you can't get your medicine to your people because it's no longer made in your entire country, you got a problem. When you cannot sell cars because a chip is made in another country, we have a problem. That should have been put on stat of building a factory or converting something to fix this stuff.
Yesterday, my mother, and I should pay more attention about, I mean, I am price conscious about a lot of things, but like bread is not one of them. I just usually get it and throw it in my buggy and go. But my mother was telling me that one of her friends told her that she paid $4.50 for a loaf of bread the other day, and usually it's $2 and something. So it's like doubled in price. So I think we're fixing to see things really skyrocket.
We did see the headline this week where it said expect Christmas to be higher this year. That if you hadn't been kind of stockpiling, expect at least a 30% increase on certain items for Christmas.
I think I'm really fixing to start stocking up on some stuff, really. Seriously. I mean, things that you use. I mean, stuff you don't even think about, like light bulbs. I mean, you know, stuff that you would use a good bit. I'd stock up on it.
Donna Tuberville said she just wants her Vienna sausages. Bring the ship in.
That are on the ship.
Now, I'm telling you, Vienna sausages, is that not a great quick meal?
It is. Like if you're hunting or something, I mean, you could, like, if you don't want the deer.
In the juice. Who cannot, you spill that on, how many times have you dumped that on your shirt and you go,
it stinks. I'm sorry.
That's where I was going with that. Then you have that smell the rest of the day from that.
Yeah.
It's better than the sardine smell.
Oh, yeah. I still don't understand how people eat sardines. I just can't fathom it.
As they used to.
Some people love them, though. They love them.
If you get hungry enough, they say you will.
Yeah, I
and
guess
Brian
so.
Troy says it's all by design, and it probably is.
Yeah.
There's always reasons things happen that we don't. Did you see where Joe got booed again last night?
I saw that. I did see that. I'm talking about.
It was a charity baseball game, if I'm not, for congressional. They were raising money, and he comes out, and it was not good for him.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how this General Milley stuff, you know,
that's
supposed to turn out. You know, we have a Marine that they've thrown in jail for just voicing his opinion about how things went in Afghanistan. But yet we have these higher ups in the military who supposedly, you know, called all these shots and
went behind a sitting president's back.
Yeah, and talked about did stuff like that. Talked about the president in a book, put him down, made him look, you know, and he was working for him at the time.
There used to be a word in the United States that Benedict Arnold figured out. It was called treason. Mm-hmm. Anybody else agree with me on that?
Yeah. And he's admitted to telling. He's admitted that he called and told the guy in China that, oh, you know, if we're gonna, I think the way he put it was, if we're gonna attack or do any kind of bombing or anything or whatever, if we're going to do anything like that, you'll hear about it. It'll be all over the news, and I'll probably call you. Really?
But they put out all searches and pictures of anybody that walked on the Capitol steps on January 6th and arrest these. But people that actually call the enemy, we do nothing. Y'all give me a minute. Let me see if I can sink this in.
I feel like they look at them as the enemy. I mean,
no, they do not. You're right.
I think they're little, little buddies with them. They have a little buddy system going on. But we all know that, China would probably...
And y'all keep this in mind. It's not just Democrats. It's also Republicans. There's some on both sides here. It doesn't matter your party affiliation. You may not be for the home team. And I think we've seen that in voting within Congress of how things work.
Yeah.
You have to give what's his name from West Virginia? Is it Joe Manchin? Is that how you say his name? He ain't give in yet. He's still holding out on this budget and doesn't seem that he's going to give and vote for it.
Well, it's crazy. I just don't understand where the money's supposed to come from to take care of all this.
We've they're probably going to raise taxes to the point to where you can't. And we still got to get with Josh Todd and have him come in and talk with us about land taxes going up in Lauderdale County. I've meant to call him back. We'll talk with him next week, hopefully, and I'll call him and get him to come in. Let's talk about this as you get here on the local level.
It just makes you think about a lot of things. It makes you reevaluate a lot of things that you may have planned. Like we talked about building a house, and I'm just like, I just don't think we need to do that. Right now. You don't know what's going to happen. And it's a sad situation when you have to put your plans on hold because the economy and our administration is just so wishy-washy, right now. So I don't know.
Well, we get a lot of comments about Viennese sausages. I think that's a big, and not their persons brought up that can of potted meat. No, they all sticking to the Viennese sausages today.
Did you ever eat Spam, Scotty Ray?
That is horrible, and I have had it.
Look,
but
I've had it. When I was in high school, my mother used to, and y'all might think this is nasty, but it was not bad. But she fried it.
It had the key, didn't you? You used to have to put that key in there and turn to peel it off.
I think that's how you got it. But it was like a fried, I have no idea what's in Spam. I don't want to know what's in Spam. I don't want to know, but a fried Spam sandwich was not bad with lettuce and tomato on it. It was not bad.
I may have had it and I just don't remember it, but I've eaten it raw and it had a wang to it.
No,
just straight out of the can.
Yeah, I wouldn't do raw.
It's just like Hormel's. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
We say thank you. Who did we have here from Alicia Price joining us from Helena, Alabama? Thanks for joining us there.
Yes.
See, great concert last night at the Temple Theater. Who was there?
Zach Williams. I saw the big trailer hooked to the it was like an 18-wheeler thing.
Okay.
Yeah. We had to go to Comcast yesterday, so I saw it sitting outside by the temple right there.
And he's a Christian artist, isn't he?
I'm not sure.
I want to say that he is, and I've never heard his music, but it must have been good because there was a lot of comments on Facebook about that. So I think everybody enjoyed themselves at that show.
Yes.
So hope you went out, and if you did go there, it was good. Glad you enjoyed that. Big news this morning. She's been trying for months now. Britney Spears is finally free of her daddy. 13 years worth of that.
Gosh, that's crazy. I always thought that was such an odd situation. She did go through that error though, where she
shaved
was
her head.
not real stable acting. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know,
So I guess this puts her back in charge of her $60 million fortune.
Yeah.
And she's engaged now.
I think that's right off. Got engaged. So, maybe I hope it's a good thing for her.
Maybe after 13 years of somebody else controlling your life or what you can do, maybe she's come back around.
Yeah.
Does she still perform?
Yeah, she's been performing. I think the whole time she was having to perform, even
right.
Through all of that. But she just was. I don't know what all the restrictions were that she had on her, but it was like a child, though. It was like being. She's a grown woman, you know. So
what's that old saying? Knock me over with a feather. This next headline that is across America, and who it's coming from at this point in their life, I guess you can go, I would expect that. Bill Cosby has made a statement. If you've watched anything in the news, flipped on any network and watched those headlines, R. Kelly, who is a what do you call him? R&B singer. He's probably a billionaire, rich guy. And he's accused of probably every woman from the east side of the Mississippi to New Mexico of doing something to him. Numerous women testified against him, and Bill Cosby comes out and says he believes that he was railroaded in court. That many women?
He called it a racist sex crimes trial.
And says that he will appeal it and probably win. I mean, those women were very specific of the headlines and the few things that I checked in on this. It was, and a lot of them underage also.
Well, Bill Cosby would probably still be sitting in jail had it not been for an error on the lawyer's part. So, he needs to be counting his blessings.
Yeah.
I mean, he just got lucky. So I don't know if R. Kelly's going to get as lucky. So we'll have to see. If he does, we know something is awry.
Let's see here. Steve McKinnon tells us what's in Spam. Chopped ham, all kinds of meat products mixed in with it. And y'all don't even want to know. We won't even go there and tell you what's inside potted meat.
Yeah, I don't want to know, but let's see. Maureen Files says today is her anniversary date. She came to the United States 59 years ago. She's proud to be an American.
And the same thing, and I don't realize all of that goes on of the cost and what they do with this, but R. Kelly is getting the key to the city revoked from Baton Rouge. Back in 2013, they gave him the key to the city, and now they're going, well, and the person that spearheaded it, all these charges were kind of out there back then. And she goes, she's apologizing because she said she didn't do her homework. It started in about 2008. Accusations of all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then after the Me Too movement hit, they dug deeper and come to find out just because you're rich, you can't always run. Right. But they're going to take that back. I want to say it cost the city like $250,000 to present him that. I guess they do parades and that kind of different things, a presentation where you have to hire a lot of law enforcement to work extra is what I assume happened with that. This could be serious. Didn't they make a cartoon about some bugs, some flying around that had something to do with pollinating?
Oh, a bee's life.
Right.
I think that's what it was called, a bee's life. We watched it, I think.
Kids loved it.
Oh, yeah, it was really cute.
And the moral to the story was you had to have bees to pollinate things to make everything grow. Well, headlines it says the American bumblebee may be classified as an endangered species as the population has declined 89% in the last 20 years. Now, who's out doing these surveys? I cannot tell you. I don't know how you would do that, but they know.
Now, a bumblebee and a honeybee is that's two
different
things. Okay. Yeah. Because at one time I thought they were saying something about honeybees were maybe becoming endangered.
Maybe. But the bumblebee could be on that. And you got to have this stuff to pollinate.
Right. Huh? It's a really important insect. It is.
But I'm also told if this critter right here bites you, you shall know it. So just ahead of you, don't get up in no bumblebee nest.
But pollination and stuff. I would think that would be important for fruit trees and everything kind of stuff. So
helps the old air get around as well there. This is just, oh my gosh. Have you ever been in? Of course, we don't have any of these in the state of Mississippi or Alabama.
That was a person sitting there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull this up and show y'all. There is a video. It's a car lot that is 2 to 3 stories. In the center of the lobby on the first floor is the receptionist sitting here. They have somebody that works for the company. You know how you'll bring cars into a showroom? Well, from the second story, he drives a car up. In the end, they find out he doesn't have a driver's license. He drives over the railing and the car flips on top of the and let's just show this.
It looks like 2 people at that reception desk. Looks like one pushes one down and gets on top of them.
The story, as I read into it, it was only one that was injured. They mentioned. Now, it could have been somebody else there that I didn't know. But if you look here, here's the car right there, and it falls on top of her.
I don't see how anybody could live through that.
She did.
Oh, goodness.
But can you imagine? The driver of the car was pretty seriously injured also. And, of course, y'all know that there's some, the dealership is going to be in all types of trouble over that. That was in Brazil is where that happened.
It's crazy.
Oh, have mercy.
I'm sitting over here probably going, because seriously, I mean, I don't see how anybody could live through that. Did you show it?
Yeah, we showed it. Here's a closer look
I'm
at
still over here, focused on the others.
Here's a closer look at the car there after it fell. And as you see there, they had one of these where you could go up several stories there, and they parked the cars there. Whoa, is all I can say.
Yeah.
And as Brian Troy said, when bees die, because it helps oxygen, all of that works with that. So we need all that. That's just one of the headlines across America today. I thought we'd share with you on what's happening with that. So woof and woof and woof.
Yes.
Let us see here. Let's do a few things that happened in history on this day because, well, you got to know what happened. Who? A birthday. Do you remember this woman? Were you a fan of this? Angie Dixon. Do you remember her?
I remember the show, but
1931, she was born, and it was Policewoman. Back in her day, she was an attractive woman. Hadn't seen her lately, but
it's so weird because you see that picture of her in the blue jean, the denim, and the hair. I mean, that's back in style.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff's back in style. So.
And this led with this show being a hit to where they thought Cagney and Lacey would be a hit. Oh, that was hard to watch.
I watched that a good bit.
I couldn't handle it. And if you'll remember, I think it was at Sudden Impact, maybe one of those early Dirty Harrys. The chick that played Cagney was his partner, and she gets killed in it. I don't know if you were you a big Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry fan?
No, I mean I watched some Clint Eastwood movies, but I didn't watch Dirty Harry.
Oh boy, I loved it. Go ahead, make my day. 1950, it happened for the very first time across America. You could sit in front of a television and see the Grand Ole Opry, the very first time that it was ever. Have you ever been inside the Ryman Auditorium?
Yes.
Such a great place.
Now this is the one where it all started. I mean,
correct.
Yeah. But now they have the Grand Ole Opry, and they've taken a piece of the floor out and put it at the new Opry where all the stars stood.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really neat because I got to tour that.
Started out as a
probably
church.
7-8 years ago. And it's really neat. I got to go to the dressing room areas where all the stars would get dressed. So, and it had pictures of them and everything. It's really neat.
And you could stumble out the back door like Hank did over to Tootsie's and might not make it back to the stage. That did happen.
Goodness.
Okay, this woman, does the name Marilyn McCoo ring a bell with you?
I do remember Marilyn McCoo.
Only song that I know of she ever done was "You Don't Have to Be a Superstar to Be My Baby." Do y'all remember that?
If I heard the song,
it was a rock and roll
But I always thought
song.
she was pretty. She was a pretty lady.
But born in 1943. That was 1977 that song was out. My sister listened to it. Is the only reason that I know of that. But that did happen.
What else did she do, though, besides she was a host of something, wasn't she?
You got me on that one.
She was a host of some kind of show or something, because I remember her being pretty popular when I was younger. So.
I remember I love the show, and why they don't let this come back, the Gong Show. We may have to start our own. And if they were really bad, somebody would get up and hit the gong and chuck them off the stage. I love that.
Yeah. Then they dressed up too, didn't they?
Remember that
The people
part.
in the audience, didn't they dress up? Wasn't that the Gong Show?
No, I don't remember that, but it could be. I'm not going to argue with you because I don't know. But
I thought people in the audience would dress up as different things to get when they came to the show. I don't know. It was kind of weird to me.
But if you could sing, you could go up there, and then if the judges didn't like you, they gonged you, and you were gone. Let's see, that was Let's Make a Deal. You dressed up as
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking of?
Maybe so. I don't know. I just knew there was a game show where people would dress up.
Yeah, that was definitely that. And they'd try to trade their outfit for something. Fifth Dimensions, was she a part of that? Yeah, must have been there.
I don't know, but somebody said Soul Train, I think.
Soul Train. Maybe
I just remember the guy that was on there. What was his name?
Oh, I know that.
Soul Train.
He did
He
it
had that
for
real deep
Cornelius somebody.
Yeah.
But he did it for umpteen dozen years.
Yeah. I remember Soul Train.
It was Let's Make a
Solid
Deal.
Gold Dancers. Wasn't that?
Yeah, that was a big thing. Solid Gold Dancers. And Eddie Rabbit crossed the line and went on there, and country music went, oh, you can't do that. Eddie Rabbit did cross a lot of lines and bring new people to country music, driving my life away. Who remembers this lady from country music? Deborah Allen. She was born on this date back in 1953. Still beautiful. And if you remember her song, Baby I Lied.
Yes, I do remember that.
That was a big one. And she did a lot of writing for Janie Freaky, John Conley. Sweet lady. To this day, I talk to her every once in a while. 1955, if you were alive then, you probably remember this date. A 24-year-old was killed in a car accident. A huge star, and it was James Dean.
He was only 24?
24 years old. Had that little car named, what was it? It was like a cuss word that he named the car that he was killed in. Had that bad wreck, it killed him instantly. The parts of the car sold for millions of dollars.
Goodness.
But I'll think of it in a minute what the name of the car was.
Kay Sosby says Don Cornelius.
Don Cornelius.
Cornelius was his last name. We were thinking that was his.
Yeah. I just remembered that part.
Yeah.
There. Don Cornelius. Remember, it reminds me of in Meridian watching Don Cross.
Yeah.
Let's go back to 1958, a hometown guy that has humongous, that he's big now, and he's going to be opening up a museum in our area. Marty Stewart celebrates a birthday today. And if you happen to bump into Marty somewhere today, tell him hello.
Happy birthday, Marty.
Yeah. 1958.
Maybe we can get him to watch. You think he watches the show?
I don't know. It depends on if he's in town. I'll have to ask Marty Gamlin about that.
Yeah, he needs to get on YouTube and watch us.
Marty, a great guy. I've met him many times. He's does care about our community and has done a lot for country music, without a doubt. I don't think you were around in 1960, were you?
I was not around then. I might have been a thought, but, I don't know.
Wasn't there yet. But the Flintstones premiered on this date. Who doesn't remember Barney and the Barney? Rubble.
Betty, Barney, Wilma, and Fred. Yes, I watched the Flintstones when I was little. Look how far we've come with the graphics on cartoons.
You're right.
Yes, cartoons now look like real life.
I know, even these video games, it's almost like you're there in that moment there of what's going on there.
I know.
1963, another country music star had a birthday, and it is Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry. Real nice guy there.
Yes.
They might like to drink. I'm just saying.
You think?
1984. Were you big on this?
What? Murder, She Wrote. I did not watch it a whole lot. Sometimes I watched it because my grandmother watched it. My mama, she watched it religiously. Didn't miss it.
If you've watched that new television show called Better Call Saul, which was a spinoff of Walter White in Breaking Bad, how he gets his start was he figured out that the elderly watched Murder, She Wrote. So he ran his commercial to get wheels made during Murder, She Wrote, and his phones would light up from the nursing homes of people wanting to get away. It's funny. He was good at what he done. 2006, a record was made, and George Strait surpassed Conway Twitty as having the most number ones in country music in 06, and he ain't stopped yet. But that was a big deal. If Conway had not passed away, that record would have been even harder to beat.
And George Strait, he has aged gracefully.
Yeah,
I
he
will
has.
say. Yes.
Not all of them can say that.
No, they can't.
But boy.
I think when they start getting all that, not really as many. Well, the men did too. I guess Kenny Rogers had a lot of work done.
He's the poster child for let's go get some Botox.
Something. I don't know. You can only stretch skin so far.
Oh,
so many times.
Yeah, because but he did it, and it just didn't turn out so well there.
Good.
So that's something to think about there. Let's talk about our friend Chet. He's going to find him out in the Center Hill area there. When it comes to getting your car fixed, repaired, you want a professional do that. And that's what Chet does, an honest man right here in our community. And that's who you want handling your affairs. If he tells you something, it's going to be that way.
Right.
Yeah, see him. You can call him at 737-2961, and that's the number to call out there. This is just inside the shop to give you a bird's eye view of what goes on behind the closed doors. Now, there's many different reasons that you have to go visit him. Maybe you backed into your wife's car, you bumped into a mailbox, something like that.
Those blue garbage cans are not your friend, just like me. And, take a side mirror off your car.
Yeah, you can even have a trailer hooked up to your vehicle and forget that it's behind it and put it in reverse. And then you've got the side slap on your vehicle.
Yeah.
That happens. Doors slapped. Front ends. They put all of this back to the way it was. Even these Ford F-150s that have the aluminum bed. See, Chet, no matter how big, how small it is, they can make it look just like it did the day it come from the factory. Match the paint. That is everything with what cars cost now. You want the paint to match.
Right.
You don't want two shades of a different color on your car. Chet's not going going to let that happen. 737-2961. They'll process all the insurance work, take care of you. It's all at Chet's Paint and Body.
I was heading over to Meridian, and I was involved in a serious accident. I never made it to Meridian. I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
One of the big headlines that was yesterday across America was the guy in Florida with the garbage can and the alligator in his yard. He was a retired Army vet, and he walks out and there's a alligator in his front yard, and he takes a garbage can and he scoops it up and closes the lid and then pushes him in a pond. Now, I'm not going to fool an alligator that close.
Yeah, we've had 2 in our pond, and like they've been like 4.5 feet long, but still, those little things are mean, and they will hiss at you.
Don't they get bigger?
Oh, they get a lot bigger. We had one across the road from our house when we first moved up there. There's a pond at the neighbor's house, and they had an 11.5-foot one in their pond. I think they ended up
Relocating?
Well, they were going to try to relocate it. I don't know, but it didn't make it because I don't know, something happened or whatever. But anyway, yeah, there's some huge alligators out there.
Not exactly something you want as a pet, in my opinion.
No, And, your little dogs and stuff, you have to watch,
But, and I used to go, who used to remember going to the Choctaw Indian Fair and they'd bring in that guy that done the alligator wrestling and he'd put his head inside the alligator's mouth? Not me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that guinea pig.
Nope. But,
because those things they're fast too.
very.
They are very fast running on land.
And I forget what it is, but, like that guy that done that would talk about what their jaws or what the strength of that is. And when they clamp down, it'd be hard to get your hand back out, is all I'm saying. So,
and I know that my ex-son-in-law got out there and he caught the alligator on bait. They caught it. And the game warden was real upset because he was like, don't ever do that again. Because they carry a bacteria in their mouth that is very deadly, and if they were to bite you, it could get in your bloodstream and kill you just like that. So, yeah,
burn
all
it
the dead stuff they eat.
She's been eating alligator meat, and I did have that at the Indian Fair. They had one of those little trailers you could go up in it. The old saying, tastes like chicken.
Yeah, I have had alligator tail or whatever, alligator bites at one of the local restaurants one time years ago.
Did do much
I
for you?
didn't like it. I don't like anything that tastes, even fish. I don't like it to taste real fishy. You know what I'm saying? Like. No, seriously. There's some fish that does not taste real fishy. It tastes more like a meat.
No, explain the term to me. It tastes too fishy, because I have never in my life heard that word.
Okay, like how you'll smell something and it tastes like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. But it's just.
I'm trying here, but it's just too
I didn't like it.
Strong. Is that maybe?
It was a very fishy, strong taste, like. Almost like I had, like you walk. Okay, let me just say.
Put it
you
on.
walk to the pond and there's a fish bed. Have y'all ever? And the fish are like stirring on the bed and you can smell it.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
That's how they taste it. That's how it tasted to me. Like that. I don't know. I didn't like it.
She ain't gonna be eating no more.
I ain't eating alligator. Don't offer me no alligator.
It tastes like chicken. That's what she said.
Yeah.
And
maybe I just didn't get a good cut.
Good luck with
the
that.
Alligator meat.
And take surveys for what they are, and this is one of those to where they've done research at the University of California is where this come from.
Yeah.
How true it is, I'm just passing along the information that they've done on this. They say if you have depression in life early, if you're depressed a lot in your young, and I would say that's up to in your 30s, along in there, that later on in life, the odds are that you're going to have dementia. The two are tied in some shape, form, or way.
Goodness.
Just in case you wanted to know that. I saw the headline and thought I'd share that with you there. Who remembers watching Oh Yeller?
I watched
Probably one of the best shows that there ever was. The star of the show, Tommy Kirk, has passed away at the age of 79. He was found in his home deceased, and condolences to his family there. But Oh Yeller, boy, that was, and as you go back and look at the picture from Oh Yeller, that's what it was. That's him right there.
That was a good, wholesome show.
I'm going to ask her a question, everybody. Let's see if she gets
Don't
this.
ask me any questions because,
I would almost think you know this.
Okay.
Confederate Railroad. Does that ring a bell if I say that?
Yeah, I've seen the Confederate Railroad in person one time.
But do you know what I'm talking about when I say that compared to the movie? Yep, she's got the look. She never cried when Oh Yeller died. That song.
Yeah.
Love that song.
Yeah, that was good.
But,
Good song. Excuse me.
That and it does happen. He has passed away there. Let's see. 51% of Americans. Another survey is out that say that they think Trump did a lot better job with the border than Joe has. It's probably stronger than 51%.
I was going to say I can't believe it's not more than 51% because it's a disaster right now.
So if
Of
they're
course,
saying,
everything he touches turns into a disaster. So
if they're saying 51%, probably go ahead and add another 10% to that because they were probably real cautious of who they asked the questions to.
Right.
Who remembers the exit polls when Hillary was going to win by a landslide? Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's people that, can't stand Trump and they wouldn't give him that little bit of, credit even if their life depended on it. So
I agree with you on that. This goes down to, I don't care whether you're a man or a woman, if you're out of town traveling and you go say you're at a hotel and you go down to the bar, watch the people that you talk to because there's some people out there that prey on people out of towners.
Right.
It's not always women. You normally you think of a woman getting drugged and attacked. Happened to an old boy.
Yeah.
He was on vacation in Miami. He was drugged by two women. They took everything he had. He had $3,000 cash. They took that. Then they went on a big spending spree with his credit cards of $15,000. They have been arrested now.
Scary. It's a scary world. I mean, you just kind of have to be trusting, even if you went to, say, like a restaurant. I mean, you have to be trusting that somebody's being honest.
Yeah.
With your credit card or your food or that they bring you. I mean, who knows? Don't
be naughty and invite people back to your motel room that have no business being there. That's what I'm getting at. Shame on you, and don't do that. You'll end up in the news.
Well, people who go to bars too, you have to be trusting. I mean, I would not, my stomach is growling. So
I missed it.
But, I wouldn't take a drink of anything if I didn't see somebody pour it or see somebody open it or something like that. It would just be, you can't trust people. They're going to drop something in there.
And you're kind of going back to the urban cowboy days, where they leave, he picks up a chick at the bar and they go back. Yeah, you don't do that no more. If you don't know somebody, it ain't worth your health there.
Right.
And that's the way it is there. The governor that is she's conservative there, North Dakota, has been accused of having an affair with a Trump cabinet member, or maybe it's not a cabinet member, but he worked for Trump.
Lori Lewandowski.
Yeah. And she says, all false, didn't happen. That's headlines across America today. She said that never happened. They're going, it's South Dakota. I made a mistake of that. But if you remember the guy, Matt, what's his name?
Gates. Yes.
Do y'all remember when every day he was accused? He ain't been arrested yet. Now, is he guilty of something? Maybe. Yeah. But he ain't been arrested, and the charges were not what they were putting out there.
Says that she's 49 years old and she's been married since she was 20 years old to her husband, and they have 3 kids. So she seems like a pretty straight line person. Who knows what people have done or do or whatever, but I think that there's also that other side that will try to trash people to make them look bad because they think that maybe they're a threat.
Yeah, that happens in your own hometown also. Let me say that it doesn't just happen nationally or in Washington. That goes on everywhere, every little small town.
I think if somebody looks like they could be a good candidate for something that in the future, that maybe is not, maybe I see more on the conservative side, right, than being more targeted than I do the other. But, I
think she's stronger than Sarah Palin was.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too. I like Sarah Palin, but I think she is a stronger candidate.
Watch Nikki Haley. You ever just have that feeling? I can't tell you anything bad about the woman, but I got a feeling. Just something there. I don't know. She may be the greatest person in the world. Yeah. But me and her are not going hunting together. I can tell you that. 2 men are arrested in Missouri for keeping a lady locked up in a cage at their home. Took part of her clothes from her. It's weirdos. And it goes back to watch people is all I got to say. Yeah. Let's see other headlines across America. You don't hear this happening every day, and I've never been around it. Used to, you'd see them at night, bats flying around chimneys and street lights.
Oh, they're out in our yard every night, like flying around. So
Illinois has the first case since 1954 of someone being bit and then dying from a bat.
rabies.
Ooh, have mercy.
Yeah.
Now, how bad? I guess they can get in your house and bite you in your sleep. Is that?
I guess they can.
We had one in our other home when we lived over on State Boulevard Extension that got in the house, and I had to leave work, go home, and get it out for Angie because he wasn't leaving.
I got to work one day and had one stuck on the front of my grill of my car. Like, I guess I hit it the night before. I don't know. But yeah, it was just like.
Do that little face again.
It's like. And I was like, I mean, I had to go get the broom and get it off there. I rode around all day with that thing on the front of my car, just like.
Bless his heart.
You could tell it was a bat, too, from a distance.
Thanks to Kathy Bracey watching us from Tylertown. We appreciate that. But
Yes.
Watch the bats out there. Here's something. Walmart getting ready to hire 150,000 people for the Christmas holidays. And they're going, check out this, what they're going to pay.
$16.40 an hour.
Yeah, double.
Where is that at? Though?
Nationwide.
Oh, nationwide.
Walmart's gonna
Maybe
be
people
doing
will
that.
start, going to work a little more.
And that's the reason they're offering more. That's really doubled in the minimum wage.
And let's just hope when they get a job, they actually work.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some people just hold a position and you ask them for some help and they're just like, what you looking at me for?
Oh, yeah, that sassy
You're
look.
asking me? Like, you don't have that Walmart app? I'm like, really? Okay.
But it's all business. They can't even get people to show up. Restaurants, God bless them. If you own a restaurant trying to get by and get people to come into work.
I know.
Now, at some point, that $300 money is bound to have run out.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to have to go to work at some point to be able to make a living. That it's got to come back around. We'll see what happens, but it's got to.
I've always been a worker, though. I've always wanted to work,
But
I mean,
not everybody has got that attitude anymore. They sit at home on the couch and love to play video games. Why leave the house? They think they're going to be an influencer, a YouTube or a TikTok person that makes it big. And, well, life's not made up of everybody being able to make it that way.
Right.
Just something to think about there. When it comes time today, we do know this. When you got to get that gas for the most affordable prices around, see Maples, one-stop shop. They've got 4 locations here to help you with gas. And again, they'll keep those prices as low as they absolutely can. They are giving away the $50 fuel card weekly. Make sure when you fuel up to write your name on the back of the receipt and give it to the cashier inside. It could be you being a big winner. That's like winning the lottery.
That is. $50 is a lot of money.
Yeah. Of course, they've got the cold coffee machines installed there at the Broadmoor Chevron there. Caramel, French vanilla, and mocha. If
Yeah.
you like those kind of things. Plus, if you like it hot like I do, well, they got the community coffee machines. One of the cleanest places you'll do it. They stay on top of this. See them there. A lot to do that. And your 6th cup of coffee, you get it free. They've got the loyalty program there, the loyalty coffee program.
So make sure you get your little card.
Yeah.
please.
If you buy one for the first time, make sure to get your card, and you're well on your way to getting your coffee there. Cold drinks and a whole lot more. You'll find it there with a great lunch there with pizza, a bag of chips, and a drink, all for $4.99 with crickets and a whole lot more out at the country store. Well, you can get those lottery tickets, and we've got those locations. Bonita Chevron, also the Pine Springs Country Store, along with Last Chance Tobacco and Broadmoor Chevron. See them today. Maple's one-stop shop.
I was heading over to Meridian and I was involved in a serious accident. I never made it to Meridian. I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
And as we talk about Snowden and Company, Snowden is there for you. And we have to say congratulations to them. They are the top 5 choice there. 3 of their agents there got picked in the Reader's Choice Award in the Meridian Star. So congratulations to them.
Yes, congratulations.
Amanda, Leslie, and Donna. Y'all just too good at what you do. And, of course, when it comes time to find your dream home, talk to Snowden and Company. They'll help you there at 453-3937. Again, located right there in Poplar Springs, or if you want to call it Broadmoor, or if you want to call it North Hills.
Yeah.
You pick.
Yeah.
That's where it is. When it's time to sell your home, they also take care of you on that. They're going to walk you through the process, handle all of that fussy paperwork that you have to do when selling your home. Take care of it. They'll take the pictures, get it posted, put the sign out front, and set all this up. And just, it's easy.
It is.
Sure is. Hand-on coordination and help you that comparable market analysis to get you the most for your home. A few homes that are up for sale. And again, they handle Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark. Now also in the Brandon, Flowood, Madison, Forest area. They're going to be there till, 5 o'clock today. Now Saturday comes about. Make an appointment for that and closed on Sunday. A few of the homes there, and this is a brand new one that they just added here. See them, visit them online, snowdenrealestate.com. For all of your needs when it comes to this, see Amanda. She'll help you there and any of her friendly agents there. Snowden & Company Real Estate. As we get already coming up on the hour, we're 6 minutes to the top of the hour. Can you believe that?
I know. We were talking about like Walmart and different places, but have you noticed that Walmart's kind of phasing out the cashier thing? There's only usually like one or two lanes opened.
No, that's gone.
Yeah, I think, from what I've been told several times, more than once, 2 or 3 times, I've been told by employees of Walmart that they are going to only have like 1 or 2 lines open from now on. I would think eventually they're going to try to just do self-checkout, but
no, that will happen.
it is aggravating to no end.
That's one of the things.
Christmas will be a nightmare, probably.
I want to see where I've heard nationwide, several of the top stores are going to do away with layaway programs.
Yeah. Now, Walmart did away with layaway because I know I used to use it all the time when my kids were little. And I would buy their play clothes. And
Kmart used to do that. I remember as a kid that we'd go do
You go put clothes on layaway when they first come out. You don't need them right then because it's still hot. And they put the winter, and just by the time, or even Christmas, Christmas toys and stuff like that.
Let's throw a word out to Candace and see if she remembers it. Gaylords.
Yeah, I do remember. That's where Peewee's.
No. It's where.
Wait a minute. Is it where the Crossroads?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where Gaylords
I knew it was. But something was at Okay. Service merchandise, I think, was where Peewee's is right now in North Hills. There was a service merchandise there.
Don't remember that. I just always remember it next to the theater there on 22nd Avenue.
Yeah, it was
I-20.
there, but there used to be something there. I don't know. I can't
But yeah, Gaylord's used to be where Meridian Crossroads is, and then it became Kmart, and then all that went away with all those big fancy new stores up in there.
Yeah.
How time changes the face of a town.
Gosh, you have to just really think back sometimes.
It's just, we didn't come to town much when we were little. You just didn't get, things are so different now. But as a kid, coming to town was a big deal when you lived in the outskirt communities. And if you can't, it was kind of memorable because you didn't do it much. And we didn't get toys. I mean, it was
we got them at
rarity.
Christmas.
Yeah.
We got stuff at Christmas, and that was it. Birthday, Christmas, that was it. We didn't get like every time you walk in the door of a store. Of course, we didn't have Walmart and all that,
Those were long before it. If you'll, some of the
Howard's was where PB Howard's.
that was over there in Cloverleaf parking lot.
Yeah,
Howard Brothers.
that's right.
And that's tied into the Duck Dynasty. One of them's wife is her parents owned the Howard Brothers chain.
Okay.
So Willie or one of them got some money behind them somewhere.
Okay.
I just don't remember which wife it was that had that. A lot of people are outspoken now, and this young lady is making a name for herself. Of course, she's wife number 2, but Jason Aldean's wife is major anti-Biden. I don't know if you've seen her Facebook page, and boy, she goes after him full throttle.
No,
and she's getting a huge following, and she's probably going to be one of those before, as I mentioned a while ago, an influencer. She's got a platform, and it's growing daily, as she does not like the Biden administration.
Well, I don't know a lot of people that do right now, but
Oh, there's some out there.
there are some, but
just remember to vote if you don't like something. That's the way it works. Let's see here. We coming up on top of the hour. I want to see if we had time for this one last story. If I can get that pulled up there. Tied in with that, 53% of Americans have little trust in Biden for the COVID thing. That number is growing higher and higher each day. Also, will that change? I don't know. But COVID is still out there.
it is.
Again, thank y'all for dropping by. We appreciate it. It's been a wonderful Thursday morning as we look at rain in the area. Maybe by the afternoon it'll get better. We certainly hope so. Still heavy rain up in Noxubee County and also a little bit to the northwest there of Louisville. So be careful in those areas today, wherever you're driving there.
Yes.
As we get ready for the weekend, we hope you'll enjoy it. There's a lot to do this weekend. Saturday's going to be great weather. Sunday, well, could get wet.
Yeah. Just be extra careful today, though. Watch other drivers as well as yourself.
Yes.
It's the other one sometimes you have to worry about. So, but yeah, have a blessed day, and everybody will see you back in the morning,
Yeah.
pretty early.
Pretty early. It always does
Pretty
happen.
early. I hope I'm on time. You never know.
Thank y'all. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by